Do not be fooled by the ingredients list or the look of the Lemon Delicious. There is quite a fine art to it, and it's about nailing that lovely, pillowy, fluffy texture on top, and then that self-saucing pudding texture underneath. So I've made a slight adjustment to it. Mandarins are in season, so I just thought we'll get a little bit of mandarin juice in there. I've had a mandarin pudding on its own before. Not too bad, but mixing two of the citrus together, I think it works really well because you get that punch from the acidity from the lemons. All right, I feel like I've been delaying this. Let's get into it. I've got 75 grams of unsalted butter and half the sugar. So we're gonna go in with about 100 grams of sugar, paddle on, and we're creaming the butter and the sugar, okay? So we wanna just slowly bring that together. You want softened butter, and we're just gonna work that and whip it until it starts to essentially emulsify. Then we'll go the yolks one by one and just make sure they're perfectly incorporated. Right, so butter, sugar, and yolks have come together beautifully. It's a nice creamy texture in there, nice, beautiful, light and pale. Now we can go in with the lemon zest. So we've got the zest of 2 lemons. Let me get that in there. 50 grams of self-raising flour, the juice of 2 lemons and 2 mandarins, and we've got 350 mils of milk. So I'm gonna get all of that in there, and I'm just gonna put the paddle back on, but really low and slow, just to bring all of that together. Right, so we've got the first part of our mix is all sorted. Now the all important egg whites. So I've got a really nice large glass bowl here. And when you're working with egg whites, if you need to get best results, you need to get beautiful volume, I find it best, always wipe it out with a bit of vinegar. It just gets rid of any traces of grease. So a bit of vinegar in there, a little bit of paper towel, and just wipe it out, and that'll give you the best results when you're working with egg whites. So we've got the 4 egg whites in here that we split out. So the 4 yolks are in there, 4 whites in here. It's gonna start by whisking this just to start the aeration. So I'm just gonna kick off that egg white. I've got a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar. So what that does, it basically acts as a stabilizer for the egg white. So it'll just ensure that after you bake it, that when it comes out, it'll hold its form and it gives it strength. So we're gonna whisk that through. And then alongside with the remaining sugar. So we've got 100 grams left over of the caster sugar. And just bit by bit, a couple of tablespoons at a time, get into that egg white. We're gonna get some beautiful silky soft peaks that we can easily fold through our batter here, into the baking dish and into the oven at 160. And then we just let it do its thing. These whites are looking sensational. It almost looks like whipped cream. So that's definitely the cream of tartar coming into play. It gives you that amazing structure and gloss, and you get that ribbon effect. So you want to take it to the point which it's still got movement. We don't want stiff peaks. It just makes it so hard to fold it through the batter. You want that lovely creamy consistency in the white. That's spot on. All right. So now it's time to combine these two together. So we're going with half of the egg white, just to loosen it up and combine it. And really this is where you just need to be patient, take your time, be really gentle, and just lifting and folding that egg white through to maintain maximum aeration. Going with the rest of the egg white. Get every last ounce of that in there. All right, so we'll fold that through, and we've got a baking dish that we've just lined with a little bit of butter. So we'll gently pour this into the baking dish, into the oven at 160, nice and low, because it's quite a loose batter. So we just want to let it tick. It's going to take time. Don't try to rush it. All right, here we go. Nice and low, and just All right, we'll throw that in the oven at 170 for about half an hour. Half an hour in the oven, and that is looking absolutely spot on. You can see through the cracks in the top here, it's got this amazing spongy top on it. It's still got weight in the bottom though, so you know that is full of absolutely delicious mandarin and lemon sauce. It's like self-saucing pudding. You've got to have the obligatory icing sugar over the top. The lemon delicious, I mean, summertime, anytime, you rip that out. I spoke about podium finishes. In my opinion, that is absolute gold.